Saoirse McCarthy, we're here at the launch of the Camogie Semi-Finals in Nolan Park. Big double header ahead of us this weekend. How are you feeling about it?
Good, excited now, excited to get back playing matches. I suppose it feels like a long time ago when we played Wexford, so excited now, and there's no better place to be at this time of year, so excited now to get playing again.
Yeah, you mentioned you had 4 weeks off since your last match, and Waterford obviously coming through that quarter-final victory over Clare. How do you prepare for that, knowing that they've had a game in Croke Park and you've just had your own selves to play with for the last 4 weeks?
It is tricky, and you have to manage it, because obviously they're probably going to be a little bit sharper, and after playing a great game against Clare in the quarter final in Croke Park, and I think it'll probably stand to them, and history will show that the teams that play the quarter final, it does stand to them. I remember we played Kilkenny in 23 in Croke Park, and we really gained momentum from that going into the semi-final against Galway. So look, it's a tricky place to be, but we've done it before. We've done it last year, so look, it's head down, and training's going well, so just excited to play a match now.
And this, I suppose, yourselves in Waterford, it was the Munster final that never was this year, for reasons we won't even mention. But Waterford will be coming in seeking a bit of revenge from you. They had the Munster final defeat in 24, and obviously the All Ireland defeat in 23.
Yeah, I feel like between ourselves and Waterford, it's always someone going for someone. And I suppose if you look back at 2023, we were probably, on the other hand, trying to revenge them after beating us in the Munster quarter final in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. So I think it's tit for tat that way. And look, it's always a great game against Waterford, and like you said, it's kind of like the Munster final that never was. And but head down, it's an All Ireland semi-final at the end of the day, and we'll be going for it hell for leather.
And you had the under-23 final, Cork unlucky losing out against Galway. Do you reckon we'll see a couple of those players coming into the fold over the next week or two? I mean, the competition for places is already massive, not to mind adding in All Ireland finalists as well to the mix.
Yeah, no, they're the girls were obviously very disappointed with the under-23s, but look, credit where credit's due. They were back training again last week, straight back into it. So I'd say there'll definitely be a few appearances. You had even girls before the All Ireland final that actually missed out in the under-23 final because they started the Wexford game. In Orla Mullins, she started centre forward against Wexford. So look, the competition for places is massive, and those under-23 girls are only going to make it better.
And usually I'm asking about younger players. I feel like you've been there for so long. You're still so young yourself, but you're a stalwart of the team at this stage. But someone I think we're looking at this year is Clodagh Finn. Everyone had been talking about her. We've seen her playing underage and with the intermediates coming up, and great games for Father O'Neill's. But she's just come to life this year, hasn't she? Yeah,
unbelievable. Clodagh, I think she really, she made her place probably when she was playing for UCC this year. She carried that team an awful lot, was their main scorer for the Ashburn, and I probably didn't notice it until we played against them in the semi-final with TUD, and she's just immense. She's so good. She has a sidestep that nobody can track, and it's brilliant to see players like Clodagh who put in the work and make that breakthrough, because it's a really hard thing to do, is to break onto that team, and really putting pressure on the likes of Katrina and Amy and Orla and Saoirse and everyone in there. And the competition for places on the team is crazy at the moment. This week is silly season. We don't know who's going to be playing, but we can guarantee that we'll put our best team out and put our best foot forward as well. We're excited.
And you're in a similar position to Galway in that obviously you didn't have to come through the quarter-final route. They probably, Galway and Waterford, who you have this Saturday, had a more competitive group stages. If you take a look at some of the scores, Group 2 seemed to be a lot more competitive than Group 1. You put up some unbelievable scores, but people might be asking the questions of, have you been challenged yet this year? How do you prepare for an All Ireland semi-final, knowing that maybe you haven't had to play at your best just yet?
Again, I think we've probably been in that situation before and been asked these questions before. We just go out every day and do our best regardless of who we're playing, and that's all we can do. It's something we pride ourselves on, is that we'll always give every team full respect and put our best team out and try our hardest, and that's what we've done every year. It's game by game, and Waterford's the next game. Like you said, they probably had the tougher games to date. They had a brilliant battle with Dublin, and did well to push on for the last 10 minutes of that. They had a great battle with Clare and Galway as well. So look, they've they've had brilliant matches and they're going to be very sharp going into the semi-finals. We're under no illusions.
And Waterford obviously now managed by Mick Boland, who you'll be no stranger to. He led your club Corsi Rovers to county final. Is that something that's going to add a little bit of extra spice to the mix as well?
No, like I have full respect for Mike. You know, I think he's been my coach since I was 14. I won a Purcell Cup with him with MTU, a county with Corsi's Munster medals. I have an All Ireland minor title with him, and you know he'll know our team back to front, especially like my age down. He's over the Glen at the moment, which is Emma Murphy's club, so he'll know us very well. Delighted for him to finally get like that inter-county manager job, because he's well able for it. But look, there'll be no love lost. We're going out to win on Saturday, and there's look, I'm delighted for him to get the job, but we have a job to do too.
Lorraine, we're here in Nolan Park ahead of the All Ireland Camogie Semi-Finals, double header here next Saturday. First I have to talk to you about the quarter-final over Clare. You finally got that victory in Croke Park that you were really, really needing.
Yeah, it was a massive win for us, and look, we were delighted to come through a quarter-final as well and get another game into us, and we expected that tough game from Clare, and they gave it to us, which was brilliant. But look, we were delighted to come out with the win in the end, and for the younger girls as well, getting a chance to play in Croke Park, like unbelievable experience as well, and hopefully they'll bring that experience into the All Ireland semi-final now on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously you hadn't had a win in Croke Park since the intermediate All Ireland final in 2015. So as in terms of like monkey off the back, how important was it to get the victory there? Yeah,
it was very important, and especially I suppose to those girls who played then and have lost there. But no, it was massive for us to get that win, and the girls all knew how important it was as well. And we just hope to bring that form again now.
It was almost similar to your last group game against Galway in that still in the melting pot at half time, but whereas the Galway match you didn't see it out. You found a way to really dig out a victory and run out 10-point winners against Clare. What was the difference between those two games, do you think?
Yeah, I suppose at half time we kind of had to just regroup, and we knew we had more in us as well, and it was about finishing out the game and not having a repeat of what happened in Galway. And look, we had that belief in each other as well that we could do that, and once we started tipping over a few points, you know, it drove us on again.
And how nice was it for Vicky Falconer to come back to where she had her ACL injury 2 years earlier and see her playing?
Yeah, unbelievable. She's just a gem. Couldn't speak highly enough of her, but yeah, she's worked so hard to get back to where she is as well today, which is brilliant. And she's flying. It's like she never left. She even went travelling there for a while, and she came back in as if she was always there.
And now this Saturday you're coming up against Cork. It's the Munster final that never was. Bit of a redemption match for ye, having lost to them in the Munster final in 24, and obviously that All Ireland in 23 as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I suppose even in relation to the Munster final, you kind of have to park that now. You know, it's an All Ireland semi-final on Saturday, and it's massive, and it's the All Ireland series is where you want to be playing, and those are the games you want to be in. So look, it's massive for us on Saturday, and we know they're going to bring massive fight, and it's going to be a massive challenge, but we're as prepared as best we can and looking forward to it.
And you have that good preparation coming through the quarter-final route, whereas Cork now haven't played in 4 weeks and wouldn't have had on the scoreboard especially as competitive group games as ye. Is that something you're going to look to take advantage of?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose if we were in that position as well, it's hard to bring that intensity constantly to training. So it was massive for us to have that quarter-final, and for it to be a tough challenge as well was massive. But look, we'll do everything in our power to try and get over the line on Saturday.
Can you chat to me a bit about Emer O'Neill? You know, she's lined up alongside you in midfield, moving into the forwards often enough, but it's hard to believe that she's only still a teenager.
Yeah, I have to ask myself sometimes as well. She's been unbelievable though all year. She's been great for us. She's getting on the scoreboard in nearly every game. She just has no fear, and it's fantastic to see. And I'd love to be her age again. But no, she's a brilliant girl, and she trains hard and puts her head down every day. And we're delighted for her to be part of the panel.
You've had great travelling support already so far this year. Are you expecting a big crowd in Kilkenny next Saturday?
Yeah, the support has been unreal. Even the checks you're getting from people now, you know, it's class around. There's good buzz around the county, so I'd say there will be brilliant support from Waterford, and we look forward to it.
Yeah, we saw that reflected as well in some of the hurling club matches being rescheduled to allow them to come and see.
Yeah, I'd say that's a first, but yeah, no, it's brilliant. Look, we'll try get as many up here as we can, and hopefully there'll be a sea of blue and white.